In this video we're going to look at long multiplication. We'll do these 3 pages. So on the first page we have these examples. Page 2 we'll do these guys. And page 3 we will do these guys. Okay. So let's begin with page 1. 23 times 6. I'm going to have you do this first of all. Well, write it down, and then we're going to write 23 as 20 plus 3. Can you do that? Write this down, and then beside it write 20 plus 3 times 6. Okay? Because we need to see that 23 is in fact 20 plus 3. You agree with that, right? So we're doing 20 plus 3 times 6. And we've just covered the distributive property, I hope. So it should make sense that to multiply 20 plus 3, you can go 6 times 3 gives 6 times 3 is what? 3 6s is 18. And 6 times 20 is, well, 5 20s would be 100, right? So what's 6 20s? 120, right? So what we have when I go 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 20 is 120, and then if I add, what's 120 plus 18? Write down the answer. It is 100, and you've got to add the tens. 2 and 1 is, so you've got 100, you've got 2 tens and 1 10, that's 3 tens, then you have 0 units, and 8 units makes 8 units, right? So 138. So this is what we're really going to be doing when we do long multiplication. You need to really see that. So when I do long multiplication, I go 6 times 3 is 18, put down the 8 and carry the 1. Then I just go 6 times 2 is 12, right? 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. And I'm done. See? So what I've done is I've added the 1, the 10 from the 18 with the 20 in the 120, and I've got 30, and that's what the 3 is, for example. So, and when I went 6 times 2, this was in fact 6 times 20. That's 6 times 2 is 12. Well, it's actually 6 times 20 is 120. So that's what you're really doing. You're going 6 times 3 units is 18, but 6 times 20 is 120. And in any case, you've got units, hundreds, or sorry, units, tens, hundreds, and the like terms are matched up, right? Now write down 42 times 8, and we're going to solve it. Well, how about we do the shortcut method, so to speak, long multiplication, and then we'll break it out and have a look what it looks like. So 8 times 2, we'd go 8 times 2 is 16, right? Put down the 6, carry the 1. And in fact, if you get out a place value of numbers chart, if you have it, and just kind of use that as you go along, because we've got units, and then we have tens, and hundreds, and thousands, and we'll need that for the bigger ones later on. So 8 times 2 units is 16, down 6, carry 1. Now 8 times 4 is in fact 8 times 40. Okay. Anyway, 8 times 4 is 32, right? 32 plus 1 is 33. So we actually did 8 times 40 is 320, and then we add a 10 and we get 330. See, so we've got units here, tens here, and we've got 100 over here, right? So just writing that out, 40 plus 2 is 42. We're multiplying that by 8. 8 times 2 gave us 16. 8 times 40 gave us 320. 320 plus 16 is 336, right? So just go to write this out so you can see it once or twice in your life to see exactly what's going on. So 23 times 15, let's write this guy down and see what happens. In fact, I'm going to, well, we can write this guy out, 20 plus 3, and then 15 is 10 plus 5, okay? So if I'm doing long multiplication, I first take the 5 and I multiply it by each number. So 5 times 3 is 15. What's 5 times 20? It is 100, right? So I've got 100 plus 15. Then I take the 10 and I multiply the 10 times 3 and then 10 times 20. What's 10 times 3? Ten times 3 would be would be 30, I guess you could put it here. And 10 times 20 is 10 20s, 200, right? 1 times 2 is 2, and then you add, you've got 1, 2 zeros in the multiplication, so you've got 2 zeros in the answer, right? So adding all of this up, let's see, that gives us 300, and then we've got 45, so that makes 345, right? So that's actually what happens when you do the long multiplication, but you don't kind of see that. So I mean, 5 times 3, 15, put down the 5, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, 10 and 1 is 11, right? So that's 115. See, this is 115, right? 1 times 3 is 3, but where do I put that? Because you see, this isn't in fact 1. This number here is 10. 10 is what that is. So 1 times 3, 3 would go here, but it's not 3 units because I've got 10 times 3. 10 times 3 is 30. So the 3 has to go in the 10 spot. Has to go right here, not over here. And that's why when you do long multiplication, you come to the next number, you stick a 0 here. See that? And 10 times 3 is 3, or sorry, 1 times 3 is 3, and then 1 times 2 is 2, and I just put that there, right? So I get 230, which is what this line was, 230, right? And then I add them together, and I get 5 and 0 is 5, 1 and 3 is 4, 1 and 2 is 3, 345, which was the correct answer, right? So in any case, 74 plus 25, hopefully we can understand this maybe, but 5 units times 4 units is 5 times 4 is 20, put down 0, carry the 2. 5 times 7 is 35, and 2 is 37, right? But that is in fact 5 times 70, which is 350. Adding 20 gives 370, okay? So in any case, just to see that. So we've got units here, tens here, hundreds here. Now when I go to multiply by this 2, this 2 is not a 2, it's actually a 20. So 2 times 4 would be 8, and you'd put the 8 here. But this isn't really 2, it's actually 20. So 20 times 4 is in fact 80. And that's why you put an 8 in the 10 spot, because this is 80. And you remember, whenever I multiply by the next number in long multiplication, I stick down a 0, or by a 10, basically. If I multiply by a 10, I first stick down a 0. I go 2 times 4 is 8, and then 2 times 7 is 14. And then add like terms, units, no units, 7. We've got 10, 7 tens and 8 tens is 15 tens, and carry 1 over to the hundreds. 3 and 4 hundreds, that's 8 hundreds altogether, and we have 1,000. So we have 1,850, right? So on to page 2. 124 times 3. We could write that out, because that is in fact once again 100 plus 20 plus 4. You're multiplying it by 3. Okay, so it's 3 times 4 units is 12 units, right? 3 times 20 is what? 60. 3 times 100 is 300. So just remember that this is what it really is. 3 times 4 units, 12, 3 times 20, 60, 3 times 100, 300. And when you add it all together, you get 300 and, see, you've got 6 tens and 1 10, which makes 7 tens, 370, and then you have 2 units, 2. So of course it's much easier to do the shortcut method or the long multiplication. 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 is 7. So 7 tens, and 3 times 1, 300s, 372. Okay. So press pause on the video, do this one yourself, or just go ahead and do this one yourself. 728 times 5. Write down the answer. (728 times 5). 5 times 8, 40. Put down 0, carry 4. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 and 4, 14. Carry 1. 5 times 7, 35. 35 and 1, 36. So 3,640. Now let's try this guy. 213 times 23. And in fact, yeah, so 213 times 23. 3 times 3. 3 units times 3 units, 9. 3 units times 110. I'm going to put my place value chart here just so I can see what I'm doing. 3 units times a 10 is 3 tens. 3 units times 2 hundreds is how many hundreds? 6 hundreds. Then I've got to multiply by this 2. Now this 2 is in fact a 10, and so I put a 0 here because I'm multiplying by a 10 now. 2 times 3, or 20 times 3, is in fact 60, and so that's why you put 6 here in the 10 spot, because 20 times 3 is in fact 60. 20 times 100 times 10 is in fact 100. So that's why you go 2 times 1 is 2. That goes in the 100 spot, because this is in fact 20 times 10. Then 20 times 200 is in fact 4,000. So the 2 times 2 is 4, and that goes here in the 1,000 spot. Okay, and then you add like terms, 9 units, 9 tens, 800s, 4,000s, comma, right? So how about this one? Can you do this one? 845 times 96. What's 6 times 5? 30. Put down 0, carry 3, right? 6 times 4? 24, and carry 3. 27, and carry 2 over to the 100 spot. 6 times 800, well, 6 eighths is 48. 48 and 2 is 50, right? So it's basically 6 times 800s is 48 hundreds plus 2 hundreds, that's 50 hundreds, or 5,000. Now when I go to multiply by this 9, what do you need to do? This is in fact 90, so you put down a 0 and then multiply everything by 9, right? So 9 times 5, 45, carry 4. 9 times 4 is 36, and 4 is 40, carry 4. 9 times 8 is 72, 72 and 4, 76. So this is going to challenge your mental arithmetic, and this is great because if you have good mental arithmetic, you will do fine in algebra. I believe that. I've seen that over the years. It's a big factor. Okay, so please do everything. Do not use a calculator for these. Please do these by hand, and it really gives you a chance to practice your multiplication tables and your mental arithmetic. It's really good for you, good for algebra. So 0, 7 and 2 is 12, carry the 1. Then 1 and 5 and 6 is 11, carry 1, and we get 8. So where do I put a comma in this number? Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, in between the hundreds and the thousands. Every 3 digits you put a comma, right? Now, if I was multiplying by hundreds, this number, write this down, 435 times 278, you'd begin by multiplying by the 8. 8 times 5, 40, carry 4. 8 times 3 is 24, and 4 is 28, carry 2. 8 times 4 is 32, and 2, 34. And then when you come to multiply by the 7, that is in fact a 70. So you've got to put 0 down and multiply everything by 7. So let's see if you can get this next line. 7 times everything gives you what? Press pause if you need more time, I guess. But 7 times 5, 35, carry 3. 7 times 3, 21, and 3 is 24, carry 2. 7 times 4, 28, and 2, 30. Right? Now, what do you do at this point? You're going to multiply by 100 digit. So you've got to put down 1, 2 zeros, and then multiply by the 100. Because this is, in fact, look, 200 times 5 gives 10 hundreds. So you've got to put 2 zeros down because we're multiplying by this 100 number, right? So 2 times 5 is 10, carry 1. 2 times 3 is 6, and 1, 7. And 2 times 4, 8. And again, this is 200 times 400, which is in fact 80,000. So we have 87,000 overall here. And then we're done. So we just add these guys together, and what do you get? Write down the answer. Zero, 13, 9, and 10, carry the 1, and 12. Now, where do you put the comma in the answer? I should have used my place value chart. The comma goes here. So this is no units, 3 tens, 900, 0 thousands, 2 10,000s, and 100,000, right? That's what we've got. So it's 120,930, right? Okay, so we're going to do this big one together now. First of all, you're going to multiply by 8. So write this down and multiply by 8, and press pause if you need more time. And you can also, press pause and just try and do the whole thing and check the video. How about that? You could also do that. But I'm going to do it slowly, one step at a time, and hopefully you will too. So, and do your best to get the right answer. So 8 times 9. Press pause if you need more time, I guess. 8 times 9, 72, carry 7. 8 times 5, 40, and 7, 47, carry 4. 8 times 1 is 8, and 4 is 12, carry 1. 8 times 3 is 24, 125, carry 2. 8 times 4, 32, and 2, 34. So hopefully I didn't make a mistake. Now we're going to put down a 0, multiply by 2. There are 20, in other words. So 2 times 9. Press pause and do this next line. Press pause and do the next line if you need more time. And then I'll do it slowly. 2 times 9, 18, carry 1. 2 times 5, 10, and 1 is 11, carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4, 8. Okay. Now we're going to multiply by this 2, and this 2 is 100. It's 100. So I put down how many zeros? 1, 2 zeros, and then multiply by 2. So once again, 2 times 9, 18, carry 1. 2 times 5 is 10, and 1 is 11. 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. So it's same digits as the last time, right? 8, 6, 3, 1, 8. And then we've got to multiply by this 3 here, and that is a 1,000 digit. So how many zeros do I put down here? Really like you to figure this one out. When I multiply by tens, I put a 0 here. When I multiply by hundreds, I put 2 zeros down, didn't I? So if we're going to multiply by thousands, how many zeros do we put down here to begin with? One, 2, 3, right? 3, because we're multiplying by thousands. So we're basically, think of it this way, with your place value chart, we're going into the thousands right away. We're multiplying by thousands. Okay. So do this next line and see what you get. I'll do it slowly then. So 3 times 9, 3 times 5, what do you get? 3 times 9, 27, carry 2. 3 times 5, 15, and 2, 17, carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 is 4. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. All the way out there. So we've got to write neatly, make sure our digits are underneath each other. And once we get to here, we've got, units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, and in fact 100 millions it seems. Anyway, let's see. So the units, 2 units, the tens, 15 tens, and I'll put 100 over here. So I'll put down 5 tens, carry 100 into the 100 spot, right? Then we've got 3, 11, we've got 12 hundreds, so carry 1,000 over to the 1,000 spot. So we've got 8, 9, 16, 17 thousands, and carry a 10,000 to the 10,000 spot. So please finish this off yourself. Press pause if you need more time. That looks like 21. Carry a 2 to the 100,000 column. $23, and carry a 2 to the millions column. 19 of those, so carry a 1 to the 10 millions column. 3 of those, and then 100 million, in fact, right? So where are your commas going to go on this number? Every 3 digits. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. There would be a comma here. So we're done. So we have units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, 100 million. 139 million, sorry, 139 million, right? 317,252, right? So just for fun, if I've got 124 times 700, what's a quick way of getting the answer? Do I have to, in fact, multiply by all these zeros? You could. Or you could just think, look, I'm multiplying by 100. When I multiplied by 200, I stuck 2 zeros here. So if I multiply by 700, I just can stick down 2 zeros and then just multiply by 7. See that? Because I'm multiplying by 100. So 7 times 4, 28, carry 2. 7 times 2, 14, and 2, 16. Carry 1. 7 times 1 is 7, 1 is 8. So where do you put the comma? So 86,800. Now you could do this the long way, so to speak, if you want to. 0 times 4 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0, 0 times 1 is 0. Put down, now multiply by this 10, so put down a 0, multiply by everything here, 0 times that is 0, 0 times that is 0, 0 times that is 0. And then finally multiply by the 700, so you put down 2 zeros and you would multiply by 7. 7 times 4 is 28, carry 1, and so on, and you would get that. You see what I mean? But that's kind of a long way of doing it. So you could just recognize initially, and of course you get the same answer, you get 0, 0, 8, 6, 8. Same thing, right? So that's fine. But you could recognize that you're multiplying by 100, and so you can right away put down 2 zeros and just 7 times everything, right?